I book 4 to 5 appointments every single day for marketing agencies. That generates them over $40,000 every single month. And I'm going to show you the exact strategy. It doesn't use ads. There's no referrals. There's nothing like that. You don't even need to have any results to use this. I'm going to break down everything right now, A to Z, exactly like a roadmap that you can use and implement into your own agency right now. And I promise you, if not anything, will just improve the amount of appointments you're going to get booked by at least 50%. So yeah, stay tuned and yeah, enjoy. DM me on Instagram if you do have any questions about this, but I'm going to dive right in to 50K a month strategy that I use to get clients results. So right now, this is exactly what we started with every single one of our clients, right? So we pick one client acquisition system, obviously lead leveraging for more, right? But you can choose anything really, SMS, cold calling, cold DMs, emails, content. Every single thing works, guys. It's just about how unique you're going to be about it. So I wouldn't say go and blast 5,000 emails every single day and have the same clear kind of message. Maybe it will work. 9 times out of 10 it won't work, right? So obviously, and when you're starting out, pick one, stick with it, go as far as possible, and then continue to the next and just move up as you go. Don't start off with all three. You're gonna burn yourself out. It's really hard to do all of that, right? Obviously, for the sake of this video, lead leveraging is number one. If you don't know what that is, check the last video. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with lead leveraging, right? So we're gonna connect with leads. That's what we do for every single one of our accounts. We're gonna connect with the leads. You scrape leads based off your ideal client profile, which is just your target audience, guys, right? So you connect with those leads. So let's say if you work with roofers or construction companies, send 100 messages or calls every single day if you're doing cold calls, right? And that's like the minimum. Obviously, guys, it's a volume game at the end of the day. You're focused on sending as many messages or calls as possible, because it's right. If you're starting for the first time ever, it's the testing phase. But if you do get people who have already done this before and everything like that, you don't really need to spend much time testing, because everything is already tested from like other agencies that like we've worked with, obviously, right? So you don't want to do that every single day. It's a numbers game. Keep the numbers up. The more clients you get, it's just simple math, right? Then you're gonna track and follow up. I'd say you do these like at the same time, because sending messages out to leads without tracking is useless at the end of the day. If you won't really see where things are going wrong or where things are going right if you don't track, right? Because you might see like a lot of bottlenecks here. So I'd say always track, right? And then you start to close leads, right? And this is where a lot of people see problems, right? Just because every single person, I'm telling you, every single marketing agency I've ever talked to will tell you, oh, I was saying, okay, so I gave you 10 appointments booked this week. Like, what did you close? Man, I closed every single person that comes to my door, and that's not true. I know that's not true, because that's impossible. No one does that. Even if the people desperate for marketing agencies, people don't have money, people have other scenarios going on in their lives, it doesn't happen, But it shouldn't be a problem. Like, the agency standard is normally 30%. Hold on, what the fuck? Oh, I don't know why that's happening. 30%, right? For every single one of the appointments you book. That's like the standard. Pretty average if you have an okay offer, you're okay at sales, like basic. That's not bad. That's pretty good. You get 10 appointments booked every single day. You get 3 clients 10 appointments booked every single week, 3 clients every single week. This is really good, But if it's anywhere below this, like it's close to like 20%, you have a problem and you need help. SOS, save your soul, But I'd say really focus on that, right? With that, it's like when you get that, also to get VAs, obviously. But if you feel like closing leads is like a big problem for you, then I'd say definitely invest into someone who can close them for you. But this should not be your priority. Getting employees should not be your priority, right? Like, I think these things should only be done after everything is sorted and you are confident in the system and you can trust someone else to do it, because no one cares about your business more than you do. And this is one thing I always tell people all the time. Even people who hire me, I'll say, listen, like, I care just to help you and for me to get results, but no one cares about your business more than you do. So if things aren't being done the way you think they should be done, either address it or do it yourself. I wouldn't do it myself if I'm paying you, but, do it yourself, Then you want to get VAs, and they just enhance the lead flow. They are virtual assistants, so they reduce all the workload on you. Bro, VAs it depends what you need the VAs for. If you need VAs to call people and shit like that, get someone who can speak English. They're going to be costly though, if they speak English. But, if you just need someone to handle basic client management and things like that, or just handle high level and shit, you'll be good, okay? So then you want to focus on expanding. You see, this is where it comes in, where you're going to focus on other client acquisition methods, which would be cold calling, paid ads, everything like that, which again all work really well. But I'd say this, though, if you have to put money into it, it's going to work good. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Like, if you already make like 2,000-3,000 every single month, and you're not like reinvesting into your business, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to stay in the same spot as you were, and you're still going to make 2,000-3,000 every single month. That's just how it is. Reinvest into your business, and your business will reward you for it, even if you are reinvesting in the wrong places. It won't do it as fast, but that's a fact, And this is like a simple skeleton, as I said, improving for marketing agency at any stage, because in reality, when you do scale up to like 20-50K every single month, you don't really, obviously pay the ads works really good and things like that, but you just need to double down on whatever's working, lead leveraging, double down on that, put more money, send more messages, get more people involved. So every single day you have consistent, meetings being booked. It's as simple as that, bro, right? So then you're going to have that, right? And this is why, like, some of y'all do slack and you do get stuck because of these, like, simple things. You might be really good. I'm not sure who this is. I think this is Josh or something like that. Might be really good at running ads. You have really good ROAS, really good averages. But, you understand how to create ads, but you like the knowledge of, like, running a business, which is, like, it's bad. We're going to say it as it is. Because if you're just good at running ads like any other guy from Five and everything like that, people don't really care. They even start giving you objection. Like, my wife has done Instagram boost posts before. That's a shit objection. But, they only give you that objection if, like, you give them a platform to give such an objection, because, position yourself as a strategy. You're just saying, I'll do this. You're focusing on deliverables instead of actual results, actual systems that you put in place, that you provide for them. That's when you start doing that, you can start dropping prices. You can just start saying, yeah, I'll tell. So when you ask the price, you say $3,000, and you won't flinch, you won't be like a little bit excited and giddy just because they can pay. It's like you can actually start doing those things, right? The thing is, but right now you're focused on your business, right? You might be, I don't know, I'm talking to you. Focused on your business. You have no incoming leads, no sales abilities, and no established system, right? And this is put in this order for a reason, right? It's not just like a weird ass. No, it's put in order for a reason, right? Because when you do have an established system, then you will start getting a sales ability. Why? It's simple, because you're getting more reps in. You're starting to get more practice. Every single day you're getting on sales calls. There's no way you're going to be bad at it eventually. You get what I'm saying, right? You're scared of sales calls, right? And you feel like you do so bad and people bomb you and they ask you questions you don't know the answers to. Simple as that. Get on more sales calls. You just get on cold calling, get on more cold calls. Like, listen, I've been on cold calls before. I've called thousands of times. Listen, I'm not a vet about it, but if someone gives me the phone and tell me to call like 10 businesses, I'll do it, no fear. And that's just how it is, because you're going to have to do it constantly. And once you get that ability, you're going to start getting incoming leads. You see, it builds on top of each other, guys. Like, it doesn't just start by leads falling into a lab because of referrals, and you get 20,000 leads from referrals, and you get 4 appointment booked from referrals. That doesn't happen. That's not a proven system. It just doesn't make sense, And this is not any self-thought or what. This is just like basic facts. I mean, how many times have people, like, that's the same reason why McDonald's and KFC and shit, they still run ads, because everyone knows about McDonald's and KFC, and you buy from them even if they don't have ads, but they still run ads because you have to get your name out there. It's a proven system. I wouldn't say the ads, but anyways, that's you get the general analogy, right? So like with that leaves you that you have no client attraction, no client conversion, and no client retention. You know, these are like the worst three. Like mega amount of that shit, man. Like, it's crazy, right? And with all of these three, like you're basically going to be left in like a deficit. Like, oh, that's the wrong sign to use, but less than I just put 1,000 there. Like, you're going to be eventually less than $1,000 a month, because if you can't retain clients, you can't do anything. You can't attract new clients, boy. You're gonna be run out of business. That's just how it is. Yeah, and then you're gonna start missing out on predictable income, which everyone needs. Scaling beyond 3 or 4 clients, building a real asset that doesn't rely on your time, and that's what we're all in business for, to build asset that doesn't rely on our time. You don't come into business just to work. Now, because really, in reality, you work way longer than a 9 to 5 if you're running 12 months or until you wake up. Right? But these are the steps to get there, right? So, business tracking, outreach tracking, business tracking. I just said business tracking, right? This business tracking right here is the most important voucher. I'll tell you, every single one of the businesses I've worked with, that separates them, right? If I come into a business, and it's understandable, obviously, if I'm working with a business, they literally only hire me because they don't have the system set in place. But if you don't even track your sales call, you don't record them, you don't record the amount of, at minimum, you don't record your sales calls, you're going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, you're running in the same spot. You can't even think about, okay, how am I going to improve on this, and that. You know, I'm sure, like, even after the sales call, you might be like, oh, damn, I should have said this, I should have said that. But you wouldn't know it if you don't even record it, bro. It's so important, guys. There's so many free recording sources out there. You don't even have to invest in that. But just having those things to track, tracking the messages you send daily, tracking how much you get paid or how much you send, these things are so important to do, and people overlook it. Like, it's not sweet, it's not sexy. But it takes 30 minutes a day. It's not you calling a bunch of people and recording and listening to music in the background. It's none of that, you know. But this is what separates like dogs from the lions, you know. This is what separates. And even at the time, if you don't really have that much, I'm telling you, when you start to grow, you start to see real improvement. Besides you having clients, you start to say, oh, okay, I changed my script to this, to that, and then I started really seeing improvement in the open rate, in this, in that, you know. So it's really important to work on that, right? And then start to automate and delegate. Right, this is really good, but I'd say people always focus way too much on that. That's not important. That's not automating things and delegating is not important unless business tracking has proven things, right? If it's not proven, then why would you constantly, like, if you can't make a donut, why would you get machines to make donuts? You know, that don't make no sense, right? And then you start building like a lead leveraging. That's what we're brand writing. Lead leveraging pipeline. So important. Once you get that, boom, you're golden. Then you just start cruising along in your M4 competition, soon to be, right? One important thing I always tell people, this is business or anything: if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you don't change your script, if you don't change your whatever your bottleneck at any given stage, which is why tracking is so important. If you don't change anything at any given stage, we're going to stay in the same spot. If you're making 2K a month and you're not changing the volume you're doing so that you can scale past 2K, think about it. If you send 200 messages and you get a client for 2K, send 400 messages, you get at least 2 clients at 2K. This is you literally just seeing the one. 2 clients at 2K for 2 times the messages. Immediately you're making 2 times the amount of money. This is simple math and people don't understand this. But listen, you don't know, and one of my mentors told me this, you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know that you have to get more leads, you just simply don't know it. And that's why you need, either you do it yourself or you need people to implement the systems for you. But it's, guys, as simple as that. If you see something's working, double down on it and keep pushing. If you see Instagram messages are working for you, keep pushing that. If you see ads are working, push ads. You know, these things, they roll up on each other, but it makes sense, guys. Just if you look at it from an analytic point of view, it's going to make sense to you, right? And then you start working with high quality brands and businesses, right? Or construction, whatever you call it, you know. You increase your value, right? I mean, not doing everything alone anymore. You're seen as a strategist, no longer as a media buyer, right? And started seeing as like a proper agency. Because a lot of people want to work with businesses. Like some people don't want to work with freelancers. That's just how it is. I mean, other people do, some people don't. That's just how it is. I mean, with you, you don't. I mean, sometimes you want to go to like a burger shack, but if you're taking your girls out, you don't want to go to like a burger shack. You know, on a fancy day, you want to go into a fancy restaurant that charges you $3,000 and you're still hungry. I mean, that's just how it is. That's the game, right? Moving on, you know, and then you can use charts and everything. This is our level, guys. You know, choose charts and everything to like make it easier for you if you guys don't like numbers. But again, bro, Google Sheets works perfectly fine. I always tell people I use Google Sheets. I love Google Sheets, and Google Sheets love me back. Sponsor me, Google. You know, and it's all good. You know, you remove that freelance feel, like exactly what I was saying. You remove that freelance feel. You start to charge what you're worth, right? Even if you're not worth that right now, manifestation, that's key. You know, you start to charge what you're worth, right? You build a clear structure, you get your name out there, you get trust in the process. You know, getting your name out there is not you getting referrals. It's more of you building something where people will be like, oh yeah, I know I've worked with that guy. He's actually done really well for me. You know, it's like, then you start seeing yourself on like social media and everything. These things aren't important, but what is important is that you just having an opportunity to work with high quality brands, high quality businesses, you know. You're running ads and everything. Like for people that actually want, then you can start to be picky with the amount of, like, because I'm very picky with the agencies I work. I don't just work with agencies who they're just starting out. If I have $1 for every single agency who says I don't have the money, can I pay you after? Like, bro, you know, you just say no to those things because you know you're worth more than that. You know, you can be in that position. Even if you do outreach to them, you can be in that position like, oh, you're just not worth my time. Simple as that. That's not in a rude way, but that's just you being realistic because now you're a cut from the rest. You know, you're cut from a different cloth now. Even though you're just a marketing agency, but you're different now because we have systems in place. You have things that real businesses have. Guys, it doesn't take a long time. A couple of days, even a couple of weeks, and you're there. That's all it is. Start building. Now that clarity will equal to your confidence, and people can see it, guys. People can see it on the sales call. They can see it on social media when you're talking about what you do. People can see it, and that's good, you know. And you keep that up, you're gonna start having a premium look to that premium feel, you know, equals a premium price. Now you start charging $3,000, $5,000, $4,000, $6,000 per every single client, bro. You get 2 clients, 10K a month. Wow, simple as that, bro. It's easy, right? Now you're no longer doing everything yourself, right? You're no longer focused on fulfillment. You no longer charge low prices. You know, you no longer work on a 9 to 5. You know, you have room. You have room to scale now because nowadays the sky's the limit for you. There's nothing holding you back besides obviously if you're just unable to send that thing. But that's how I hire people. And you're no longer seen as a media buyer. You're seen as an agency. You know, that's what everyone wants, an agency, right? And then this is like a really brief overview of exactly how that's going to look in your agency. And it all starts from your client acquisition system. CAS. Just made that up, right? Your client acquisition, because it's the base of everything. You have a client acquisition system, your CRM, client retention management, right? Again, can be anything. Client retention management, you're going to start booking, right? Booking calls or getting calls or whatever you call it. Collecting cash, serious cash, right? Having onboarding funnels and as run by media buyers. Now, the reason I set this up like this specifically is because all of this now is being done without you, right? And you've completely separated yourself from the agency. Like all of this can be, I'm telling you, almost all of my clients that I close them in one day of messaging them. Like I'm being so dead ass. But within one day, and all of this can be done without you even being notified. They can like all the people work for you, they can outreach, put them in the CRM, they can book a call, you'll have a closer, collect the cash, have your VAs, get them into onboarding form, and have media buyers starting to run ads for them while you're on holiday. You can be in Barbados, Jamaica, wherever you want to be, in Bali, I don't care, you know. And this can all happen within 24 hours, and you don't even know about it, but you just see a strap. Oh shit, I got $2,000 today, bro. You see, that's the level that you're trying to be at. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy. You don't even know the person's name until like maybe you come back from holiday or something like that. And you know that's exactly what you need. You know, you need those systems, right? And then slowly but surely you reach this point, and then you know you're leveraged. I want to start using that. I'm probably gonna coin that term. I can't lie. You know, when you're leveraged, and this is someone else's trap account, not mine. I have not made $1 million. You know, soon though, soon. Right. But at the end of the day, you know, that's exactly how the system is going to look. And if you guys do want to know more about the leveraging and how that's going to look within your agency, I have a video right here. I don't know where it is actually. I don't even know how to do that for real. But I have a video right there. Watch it and see how that's going to look. It literally walking through the whole process, the client retention and booked with closes, like me literally booking everything towards this point. Obviously I can't record like all of that's sensitive client information, but it shows the whole video showing that. So if you are interested, go and watch it, drop a like and comment, and yeah, DM me on Instagram, and obviously just DM me and I give you this whole Miro, I don't even know what they call it, for free. Obviously just took like 20 minutes to set this shit up. But yeah, you have this all for free, and yeah, comment down below if you guys like this type of content. I'll again posting every single week. So yeah.